I let love, I let go, I release, I know. Breathe, breathe. Breathe, breathe, You will remember the great dream that you are. The spark ignited and you sparkle like the sunlight on the lake. You are as the fire is to flame. You are. You will remember the truth of what you are. You are a vision, a picture perfect frequency of love. You are made of stardust from above. You are, and you will bloom as wide as you allow. Your dreams will only reach as far as you're down. It's only fear that keeps you out of the now. Surrender to loving what you are. For what is brighter or lighter than the surface of your soul? You are spirit coming forth. You are, and you will bloom as wide as you allow. Your dreams will only reach as far as you're down. It's only fear that keeps you out of the now. Remember the great dream that you are. The spark ignited and you sparkle like the sunlight on the lake. You are as the fire is to flame. You are. walls down, time to move now. I can never stand alone among your sea of energy. Like a puzzle we unite, sharing space and time. We intertwine our lives. I'm tangled up in you. What we seek, then we shall find. So radiate my mind to understand that I am tangled up in truth, in truth, in truth, in truth. Ignite like a fire spreads its light, expressing in a flaming fury. Light your dreams now, burn your fears down. We can never stand as one among imagined enemies. Like a puzzle we unite, sharing space and time. We intertwine our lives. I'm tangled up in you. What we seek, then we shall find. So radiate my mind to understand that I am tangled up in truth, in truth, in truth, in truth. Spiraling into a pattern of eternal light, following the path of love, gathering the thread that weaves us in divine design. Despite illusion, I am
Welcome to the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. We are a vibrant, inclusive, and spiritual community that seeks to live intentionally, love unconditionally, and see God in all people and in all faiths. We believe the work we do in prayer and in the community creates a world that works for all cultures, races, orientations, and faiths. For over 60 years, we have practiced thinking globally and acting locally to help awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Annually, hundreds of people actively participate in our services, classes, events, and in our Spanish-speaking ministry. And we are training the next generation of spiritual leadership in our ministerial school. In the last few years, because of apparent divisions politically and socially, and because of threats to basic human rights, we have magnified our application of science of mind principles with engagement and compassionate action in the greater Napa Valley community. Our members have participated in women's marches, pride events, and we have hosted speakers on racial issues. We have empowered and mentored diverse leaders in our community and given scholarships to diverse ministerial students. We have donated over 4,000 pounds of food to our local food bank. Our spiritual director, Reverend Jay Lang, has facilitated an interfaith leadership group to hold public prayer vigils and 9/11 commemorations in participation with Jews, Muslims, and Christians. We have fostered the creation of a beloved community in the larger Napa Valley area by honoring community heroes at events and tithing to and partnering with a dozen different nonprofits that share our vision. Together, we've created a Martin Luther King Day of Service where over 1,200 participated in community service annually. The leadership of our parent organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, headquartered in Golden, Colorado, recognized our community for all of the outstanding, compassionate work we've been doing over the last few years with the 2022 Meritorious Community Award. As we move forward to do this work of the heart, to awaken the world to its spiritual magnificence, will you join us as we continue to ascend to new heights and create a world that works for everyone?
Good morning, everybody. What a great service we have today. I'm Reverend Jay Lang, the senior minister here. So excited because we have this special installation today of two new practitioners into our community. And what's fun, because we're spreading out our ministry not only here in Napa but way beyond. Our two new practitioners are some of our outreach practitioners will be part of the Spanish speaking service and ministry, and you'll hear more about that later. Now we're going to start with some music, and during the music, you'll see all of our practitioners, or at least most of them, processing in today to be part of this installation today.
So I hope you'll sing with me. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love. You got it. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love. We are one, singing in celebration. We are one, singing in love. We are one in harmony, singing in celebration. We are one in harmony, singing in love.
Let's just reach out a hands to our practitioners, sending them love and honoring who they are and the pathway of service that they have chosen. Thank you, practitioners. You may have a seat.
We may have a seat.
Yes, everybody may have a seat. Yes, they're already seated. So it's very exciting to have this Spanish-speaking ministry reach out. So the two new practitioners we have are one's from Monterrey, California, and one's from Mexico. So exciting that. And where in Mexico is it? Cancun? Mexico City. Okay, great. So it's great to have them here, and you'll hear more about them when we install them later on. But first of all, I just want to let you know a few announcements we have, let you know what's going on here. First of all, we are continuing to celebrate our Women's History Month. Somewhere here, History Month. You know, what I love about women's history is some of the greatest people that have made history who are women have not waited for permission, that they have just gone ahead and done it. And one of my favorite stories is about Catherine Switzer, who, you know, the Boston Marathon, all marathons, women weren't supposed to be allowed to, they thought they couldn't run a marathon. They weren't physically capable. I think men were really scared that they were going to lose to a woman. But anyway, she dressed up and registered as a man. And then she was, during the middle of the race, was discovered to be a woman. And they tried to literally tackle her and stop her. And she just kept running and did finish. So yeah, it's a great story. And now, of course, all races are open to all women, and that women's athletics, that sports has increased so much. But also I want to talk about Emma Curtis Hopkins, because I talk about these spiritual women who have been so influential in New Thought. She was an amazing woman. So in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, she was working with Mary Baker Eddy with Christian Science, and her ideas evolved beyond Christian Science. So she left that and began her own teaching center in Chicago that was a seminary of sorts, teaching teachers. And now this is like the early 1900s, and 50,000 people took classes from her. Do you know how many people that is at that time? And it was just amazing what she was doing. And she's known as the teacher of teachers because she taught the Fillmores, who started Unity. She taught Ernest Holmes, that started Religious Science, which is now Centers for Spiritual Living. Melinda Kramer, Nona Brooks, who started Divine Science. Emily Cady, who wrote one of the premier books in Unity's cornerstone called Lessons in Truth. So she just taught, she's a teacher of teachers, amazing. And once again, a person who did not wait for permission. When something didn't work for her, then she started her own teaching center. And this is a quote by her: "The world will persist in exhibiting before you what you persist in affirming the world is." So what we know is our change your thinking, change your thoughts. And she really was so influential in establishing this and teaching this, as well as had a mystical side of her that really was influential in New Thought too. So just want to really honor her and all that we're doing. So we'd like to begin by speaking our vision and our mission statement. If you'll look up on the screen and speak with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement: we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for us today. We're installing new practitioners, and we are in community here, living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So that's great. We are continuing to have this theme this month, as well as the spiritual practices, reawakening our spiritual magnificence. You can start this practice anytime you want to. So there's more pages out in the lobby if you're not doing that yet or didn't get a chance to pick up a copy of it. It's just daily practices, about 15 minutes it takes each day. We're also posting them on Facebook, a special Facebook page, and on our website, so you can find it in those places too. We have received our nominations for our Compassion Award for Sip and Savor, and we'll let you know who won, but the deadline is passed. But we are deciding among our 6 nominees who those winners are, who that winner is. And we're still inviting you to donate items for our auction. This is for our Sip and Savor on May 6th. And also, we're going to be beginning to invite you to be volunteers for the Sip and Savor on May 6th. So exciting. I know it seems like a far way off, but it's not. It's really not. So next week, it's kind of fun. We have a special concert. This is just going to be an amazing concert, Raising Vibrations concert. So Patricia Bahia will be here in the Sunday service, just with our regular service. And then at 2:00, we're inviting you to come back, bring friends and family. This is a very open concert to come to. And each of these 3 people, including Astra, you'll hear today, and a new singer that we haven't heard yet, Austin Willisey, they're all singer-songwriters, and they've all written their own music. And so they're just going to take turns sharing their songs that they've sung, that they've created, that they've written. So it'll be a really fun, different kind of concert. So we invite you to come back for that. And when you come back, bring friends with you, because it's an open thing. It's not a church thing. It's a music thing that's spiritual. So, and here's an example of Patricia's music.
If we disagree, we are one family, and it don't matter where you come from. Every heart beats to the rhythm of one love. One love, one love.
It'll be exciting to have her here, both for the service as well as for the concert. And Astra too that'll be a fun event to have. So, and then also on a week from next Tuesday is the 21st. It's first day of spring, and we'll have a special spring equinox celebration here at 7:00. We invite you to bring flowers and enjoy and the ritual we're going to have and the celebration of spring. So a special event that we'll have then. And then other events we have what we call Holy Week or Easter Week on April 6, we have a metaphysical communion. This is a different kind of communion. Whatever you know about communion, just like park it somewhere else, because this is it's just about the original intent of Passover and the sharing of bread and juice in this case, and the spiritual meaning behind it without the context that a lot of churches have it with it now. And then on April 3rd, between 3 and 7, we'll have a labyrinth indoors. So it doesn't matter if it rains that day, that we'll be able to be indoors, do it a labyrinth in here. And then, of course, Easter will be outside, providing it's nice weather. I mean, we can have Easter in here too. Nariana janitor bringing their music, and they're inviting people to sing with them. So we're first time spring a choir in, gosh, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. So we're inviting you to be part of choir, and there's a sign up for it. It's going to be what they call a joy choir rather than a choral choir. Not going to worry about the parts or what parts you are. You're just going to have a song and you're going to sing along with it. So that's on April 9th, and we want you to sign up ahead of time so we can send you the music ahead of time so you can hear it. So that'll be fun to do. And then we have a guest speaker. Well, we actually have 2 guest speakers in April. On April 16th, Georgia Davis is going to speak. Georgia here. And then on April 30th, Dr. Edward Villoon is going to be speaking here, the former spiritual leader of Centers for Spiritual Living and still the senior minister at Santa Rosa Center for Spiritual Living. And then, of course, May, we know what May is, Sip and Savor on May 6th. So please know that we are here for you in any kind of support you need. For prayers, there's prayer requests out in the lobby. Practitioners will be here to pray with you after the service. And online, you can do prayer requests or whatever other support you might need. Please call the office and we'll help you find the resources that you need. And now we'll begin the regular part of our service.
I am that I am. I am living joy. I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. I am living joy. I am that I am. Oh, 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 oh. I am that I am. I am living peace. I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. I am living peace. I am that I am. Oh, 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 oh. I am that I am. I am living love. I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. I am living love. I am that I am. Oh, 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 oh.
As we just step into this light that we know is God, that is always here, that is always present. We just allow the light beams, even on a cloudy day, we can let this light stream down onto us, and we feel the presence of the divine. Just take a moment to breathe that in. Breathe in the goodness of this universe. We know we are one with all that is. And that we know that Spirit is with us today, moving in and through us. That it brings this intuition, this wisdom, this knowing within us that we know what we need to know today. And we become what we are seeking to become. Or it is Spirit through us that is this becoming. We know that is true here today and always. As I just bless these practitioners today, all the practitioners and our 2 new installed practitioners, knowing that all is well and all is good in the world. And so it is. So I'd like to invite Imelda up here. This is for you. Let me grab my. So first of all, this is part of our Spanish-speaking ministry that does services twice a month on Sundays, meditation every Wednesday, and is doing classes and special events that they do to serve not only the Napa Valley community, but all Spanish-speaking people around the world. I know you have followers on your meditations and your services from different parts of California, Mexico, and even Peru, some?
Sometimes, but more from Mexico and here.
Okay. So I just want to acknowledge this service. So Martha, if you could stand up too, I know you've been a big part of this. And Woody's been a big part of it. You stand up. Let's just start by giving them a hand of applause. And then I would like to, so Imelda is going to help me assist, she's going to co-lead this installation. So she's going to be speaking in Spanish, and I'm going to be speaking in English. If you're like me, my Spanish is un poquito, so. But also I think there's something to be said for when a language is your native language, I think it speaks to your heart more. So we're happy to provide this installation in both English and Spanish. So we begin by inviting our 2 candidates up. So it's
Woody
Madera Camacho. And yep, come on up here.
coming up.
And Guadalupe Angulo, and say it again.
Guadalupe Angulo Olascoaga.
Olascoaga, that's the one that's tricky.
Angulo Olascoaga.
So you have decided to transfer, they were already practitioners, first of all, but you've decided to transfer your license to our center so you can serve with the Spanish-speaking ministry. And we so appreciate that. And just know that this is your home. Even when you're in your own home, this is always your community, and we are here to support you in whatever you need.
So it is. So I'm so happy this morning to share with you what it is happening in the Spanish community. It is an honor and pleasure that Lupita and Woody decide to participate in Napa Valley Center. And I met Lupita by Marta. They graduated together on 2021. So when the pandemic started, I think on the 2019, we opened the meditation service, and then the pandemic occurred. And then we decided to continuing with the meditation online. So in that time, so I invite Marta and invite Lupita and Guri to participate, to work in team and continue in developing the service. So everything is been happening as a miracle, and everything is been happening from nothing, just we are creating and learning from Napa Valley. And I feel so grateful, so thankful, because you opening us the doors and you accepting us. And I feel so honored to join this community, because this community is giving me support, giving me confidence in myself, as, accept me the way I am, and all the time you have an open arms for me. So I'm so thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for accepting us. And also I want to share a kind of in a small experience. What is significant to me being a practitioner? It is something big, because I wasn't expecting in my personal life, expecting this call. I never realized that I would be in a spiritual community or something like that. So everything is new for me, and it is so meaningful. And thank you for supporting me. And now I would like to introduce Lupita. I'm gonna read her. Give me a second. So our practitioner, Guadalupe Angulo Olascoaga, was born and lives in Mexico City. Since she was a child, she felt a connection to spiritual issues, and she began her search for it in various philosophy, until in 2015, she learned about science of mind with the course Love Yourself, Heal Your Life. Later, at the Chapala Convention, the Americas, in 2018, she made the decision to follow her path to transform and spiritual growth. She graduated as a practitioner in 2021, and since before graduation, she was giving service at the Napa Valley Spiritual Center. So welcome, Lupita. Thank you for being here. So I was inviting her, a few months ago, or by the time passed, I was inviting her to come and get her installation personally. So I think it's so much meaningful seeing her here instead of TV. So thank you for making the trip. So now I'm going to introduce Woody Madera Camacho. So give an applause to him, because he's a passionate to teaching science on mind. Woody Madera Camacho is passionate about a new thought and metaphysics. He is originally from Tijuana, but he was lived most in life in California. He calls himself the eternal student of the great masters. He was studied at PSR, Pacific School of Religions, in Berkeley, California, at the Unity in San Pablo Alto, California. Palo Alto, I'm sorry. I need a glasses. And was a deacon of MCC in San Jose. He has also studies with Mary Morris,
Oh,
Bob Proctor, James McNally, and many more, as well as in Middle Valley, Mind Valley. Oh my God. I think you can say that. We are here.
Okay, in my
You
balance.
can.
He heard about science of mind in, in 2008 through, not me, Woody, through his sister Lily. In 2009, his friend Mark Gilmore invited him to CSL in San Jose, where Dr. David Brunner has his pulpit. And It was there that he knew that one day he will become a practitioner, and that through this philosophy, he will help others to reconcile with their creator as well as he had. In 2016, he officially began his certificate studies and he graduated as a Science of Mind practitioner in August 2022 at the Las Americas Convention in Chapala. We began collaborating with Imelda and Tita for the CSL's Hispanic group during the pandemic. That's when we started. He took a few months away to focus on his intern studies and be part of the CSL in Monterrey, just to be closer where I live. But as of February of this year, tan, 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 he has returned to CSL Napa to take over the Sunday service. Spanish speaking.
Right.
The Sundays, not.
Well, and what I know about both of you is you have the consciousness of a practitioner. And I witnessed that, I know it, and I've experienced it. So we're so happy to have you here with us. So we're going to do some vows now. And these vows are, most vows you say, I do, right? But when you're a practitioner vows, you say, I am, because it's a consciousness thing that you are declaring you have the consciousness, which I already know you do, but this just makes it official, right? So I will say it in English and then you'll say it in Spanish. So
I do my best.
Are you willing to be the consciousness that embraces opportunities to serve this beloved community and remember that you are divinely sourced in all that you do?
So, ¿están dispuestos a hacer la conciencia, de tener una conciencia de practicante y servir al centro de Napa y estar dispuestos a servir?
I
am.
Are you willing to be the consciousness to live as an example of one who understands and lives the teachings of the Centers for Spiritual Living, and to be an active, loyal, and supporting as defined by the Practitioner Code of the Centers for Spiritual Living?
Too long.
I know, too long.
Too long. Si ustedes están dispuestos igualmente a hacer la conciencia, servir a este centro y ser unos practicantes que apoyan y sustentan al centro.
Are you willing to be the high consciousness that consistently prays for the ministers, the church, fellow practitioners, the board of trustees, and the community?
Nuevamente están dispuestos a hacer la conciencia elevada. Oh my God.
The ministers,
Me los está cambiando.
the
De ser los
church.
ministros y servir al board y de estar dispuestos.
And the
Y a la comunidad.
am.
Maybe it should be like a wedding. I'll do a little bit and you do that part. Are you willing to be the consciousness that seeks that seeks to find peace and harmony in all situations?
Están dispuestos a hacer la conciencia que aportan paz y armonía todo el tiempo.
And to find ways to be nonviolent and healthy in all communications.
Y encontrar las formas siempre de estar en saludablemente o las diferentes formas de arreglar siempre las cosas.
Now I ask the other practitioners to stand where you are. And your answer will be, it's still I am, I guess, because you're saying it for yourself. Are you willing to be the consciousness that holds these practitioners in high regard as a peer and know the highest and best for them at all times in your prayers?
Están dispuestos a mantener su conciencia elevada para estos nuevos practicantes y verlo como compañeros, mantenerlos en sus oraciones todo el tiempo, afirmando el bien para ellos.
And then I ask the whole community to stand. And your answer will be, we are. So are you willing to be the consciousness that recognize them as a prayer partner and a practitioner?
¿Están dispuestos a hacer la conciencia que los reconozca como compañeros de oración y practicantes? We are.
Thank you. You may be seated. By the power vested in me by the Centers for Spiritual Living, we now honor and recognize you as a licensed practitioner at the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living, with all the rights and privileges that go with such a title.
Yes.
Congratulations. Let's all stand up.
Bravo.
So we have new stoles. I don't know, most of you know the history of our practitioner stoles, as they were handmade by a former member, Mary Poick. And I decided to relieve her of her obligation I think she had at times for that. So we ordered these from an organization in Sacramento that we order our ministerial stoles from too. This one is from there also. They make beautiful stoles. And the white is representative of spirit, that is the white light, that is all the lights put together in a rainbow that equal the white. So it represents the spirituality. The gold embossing that is here and on the fringes is that the gold that is the transformation that practitioners do in their studies and becoming a practitioner. It's the alchemy from what is heavy to what is light, from the lead to the gold. And then the purple on the inside, so they wear it on the inside, is representing their spiritual practices that they do, that they seek the divine wisdom and intuition of spirit, and that once you become a practitioner, you continue your spiritual practices, which got you there. And this is a reminder to keep spirit close to your heart as an inner practice to do that. The pathway of a practitioner, I've always said, is one of service. And we honor that pathway of service, as well as a pathway of spiritual revelation. So we thank you. So I'm going to invite Lily up here to give these to you. So first of all, you
have to be on the...
So Lily is from San Diego and is also a practitioner there.
And she is a Woody's sister, so she was very passionate that her sister install the stole. So here it is.
And do you want to get the other one there, Imelda, and give that to Lily for Woody? What?
It's an honor for me to have this, to put the I'm nervous because he's my little brother. And
And you were influential in him becoming a practitioner. Yes.
So Lily and I graduated together in 2019. So welcome to the new practitioner at Napa Valley. Yay!
And they're going to say a few things now. Do you want to hand the microphone? Of course, handing the microphone to Woody is a little concerning. I'm going to put a timer on you.
Okay, definitely. Okay, first of all, I think there are no words to say all the happiness that I have inside, and I don't know how to express it because all the feelings that I feel now. But the first time that I went to the convention, the first time, now all my mind is full of good, all the all the path that I have crossing. Now I feel the best because now I feel like you are my family, you are my master, you are the best for me, and I feel really blessed to be here. I feel so blessed with your presence in my life, and um, and I feel really thankful with all my heart, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thanks.
To tell you the truth, she spoke more than what she said she will be speaking. She said, I think that I'm just going to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So, extra applause for you. She spoke more than thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to say and express, as Lupita were saying, you guys are very important in our life now. You are our spiritual family. Look at that, we're family now. La familia. It is an honor to be serving our Hispanic speaking community. Uh, Reverend Jay and us were talking about how important it is to teach others this philosophy of life. I'm speaking for myself, for a person that was never in love with itself or life, and always seeking the easy way, just ending my life, and now being here, loving life, wanted to be alive, thanks to the new God that I found through this philosophy. So it means a lot to me. And that's basically what I want to give this hope to other people as well. Thank you very much for accepting us in this community. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're continuing.
Now we'll turn it back over to Astra.
All right. And on the wings of that beautiful ceremony, I'm going to switch up my songs here. This is the one I was going to do after the talk, but I think this is more fitting than what I had planned. It's called Life on Purpose. Oh.
But
Oh.
could Woody and could you guys get Lupita and Martha come up? I forgot all about a piece. I was just ready to move on, all excited. So Martha is going to give a blessing to our two new practitioners. En español.
¿En español?
Mm-hmm. Well, God in every language, right?
Sitting by the river, breathing in the smell. The stones are smooth and weathered, they wear the weather well. They wear the weather well. Sitting by the fire, warming up my bones. The sparks, they shine like glitter, like they were born to glow. Like they were born to glow. Where do I go from here? And what do I learn from here? Digging in the garden, earth between my toes. The roots beneath the surface are deeper than they show. They're deeper than they show. Where do I go from here? And what do I learn from here? Flying like an eagle, soaring through my dreams, living life on purpose. Love washes over me. Love's washing over me. Where do we go from here? And what do we learn from here? We've weathered well, we're born to glow. Our roots grow deeper than they show. We're living life on purpose. Here we grow. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can see why you saved that one. You moved it to this one because it is honoring our practitioner path. So exciting to have you guys be a part of our community now. Just a good day today. So today, as I'm talking about continuing this monthly theme of living out loud this year, but our spiritual magnificence. And what I know about our magnificence is it's a natural state of being, but that we need to step out of the way and let spirit be through us in this magnificence. And today, my particular topic is about dropping the mask. Now, it's not about our physical mask we wear, but what's interesting, it's fine. And many people, 4 years ago, if somebody was wearing a mask, you'd wonder what was wrong. But now you just go, oh, okay, they're wearing a mask. It's not a big deal. But I'm talking about the inner mask that we cover our heart with, that sometimes we protect ourselves unnecessarily. I know that when I'm out at the store running the errands, I become aware that I'm cautious of people because I've developed it almost as a habit from the pandemic, being concerned about, and I think that's true of a lot of us, that we remain a little cautious of people. And what I'm encouraging us to do is drop our mask, to allow ourselves to be more vulnerable, more open, maybe gradually. You don't have to do it all at once. And I also know there's times we do need to protect themselves. I'm not a person who believes that you just go out and share everything with everybody. And, there are times you need to be cautious, both from a physical point of view and from who you're around. I understand that, but you also, there's a need to find a time, a place that you are vulnerable, because in this vulnerability and this openness, it opens you up more to spirit and to other people. See, think about a physical mask for a moment. When you have your face covered, people can't see you. But when you have your internal mask covering, not only do people not see you because you're protecting yourself, but you don't see others because you're seeing them through a filter, not who you really are. And Brene Brown, I love her work. I'm reading her new book, Anatomy of the Heart, and it talks about different feelings and things like that. Kind of dives in because we tend to be very simplistic in our feelings that we have, and narrowing it down to 4 or 5 when there's actually hundreds and hundreds of feelings. But I love what she says about vulnerability, because she's a researcher. She's a left brain person, and she did not want to discover that vulnerability was the pathway to happiness, but it was, according to the research she did. And she realized she needed to shift things in her life. And that's what's great about her material, is she comes from a place from left brain to get to her heart. And I know I do the same in everything I do. So in dropping the mask, since history, people have worn masks. Mardi Gras, I talked about that last week, but really masks were an ancient thing of indigenous people doing rituals about different aspects of maybe their shadow aspect or mythical aspects or mystical aspects. And in fact, Mardi Gras and the carnivals that were done in Europe and Italy were done to kind of bring the pagans into a ritual and then bring them into the religious. So it was a way of adapting them, but really this is something that really opens us up to drop our mask and be willing to be vulnerable. Brene Brown says vulnerability is the birthplace of love and belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. It is the source of hope, empathy, accountability, and authenticity. If we want greater clarity in our purpose or deeper or more significant spiritual lives, vulnerability is the path. And like I said, that's not necessarily what she wanted. It wasn't what she wanted to discover, but in fact, that's what she found. And what I know, when we are willing to drop our mask, we can find many things. And I guess the first person we need to drop the mask for is ourselves. To be willing to recognize things in ourselves. And what we find is we'll find our fears, our insecurities, regrets, resentments, pain, discomfort, guilt, and shame. But also, we find joy and deeper fulfillment, empathy, a sense of ourselves, our true self, not that mask we put over that kind of hides that we face the world with, but our true self and what we need and what we need to be happy, what we need to serve us, and also a deeper knowing of ourselves. I love Rye Mountain Dreamer's work, her poetry. And in the call, she says, remember who we are and a deeper knowing coloring the shape of our own humanness. A deeper knowing that is the color of the shape of our humanness. So as we open up to the greater truth, this vulnerability where we open up to life, we know it. We know that vulnerability can hide our spiritual magnificence, that it is a cover over us. Ernest Holmes says that any sense of guilt we have, any burden or condemnation we entertain, or any mental state that weighs us down, hinders us from more experiencing the nature of our spiritual reality. So allows us, when we cover this up, these masks we have when we go out in the world and somebody asks us how we are, we say, oh, we're fine. Or something happens, oh, it's good, I'm okay. Or phrases like, well, everything happens for the good. Everything will work out. Well, maybe it will. We can trust it is, but let's feel it first. Let's grieve it. Let's be willing to understand it. As a friend of mine would always tell me, he goes, well, you paid for the class, you paid the tuition, you might as well sit down and learn the lesson. That we find the deeper understanding. What we find, I don't know if you've looked out, if it's clear when you leave, take a look at the creek out across the street. And Thursday night, the big rain that came in, it dug a deep part into the bank. There's like a section missing of the bank that it hollowed it out a little bit. And my experience in life is the floods happen that can overwhelm us, but it deepens something within us if we're willing to feel, and we have a deeper capacity for joy and love and empathy because we've let it open us up. We've let it open our heart up in a deeper way. But we have to drop our mask in order to do that, the mask we hold within us. What I also know is our spiritual magnificence is designed to shine. It's Spirit expressing through us in so many ways. Orion Mountain Dreamer says, all you've ever longed for is here in this moment right now. And you're wearing yourself out with all this searching. Come home and rest. How much longer can you live like this? It's like a beach ball we push down in the water, right? It takes a lot of energy to keep this artificial face on. When we let go and allow ourselves to be truly are, there's a sense of freedom we have, a sense of celebration. She goes on to say, your hungry spirit is gaunt, your heart stumbles. All this, try and give it up. Let yourself be one of the God-mad, faithful only to the beauty that you are. Faithful to the beauty that you are and life is. We can't feel the beauty that's within us or in this life if we're not willing to drop the mask. I know it's not always sunny in our lives. Often we can find the cloudiness, but it doesn't mean that we can't be present with what is. Our equanimity I talked about last week, that we can just be present with what is and what we are. So we also know our spiritual magnificence is found on the edge of life. On the edge of life. Kurt Vonnegut, the author, says, I want to stand as close to the edge as I can without going over. Out on the edge, you can see all kinds of things you can't see from the center. And what I mean by the edge in this case is the edge of what you're comfortable with, because that's where true change happens. If you stay in the comfort zone where you're protected and you're not willing to take risk, your life is going to be about the same as it always is. If you're willing to step out to the edge and be what I would call an edge walker. I did a workshop in that a number of years ago, about 3 years ago. And it's about living on that edge and that truth. Ernest Holmes says that there is something which waits only for our recognition to spring into being, bringing with it all the power in the universe. And what I know is we can be in this place of equanimity and balance and peace. We can find this truth that we are. We can be willing to be vulnerable, and yet it doesn't mean we are aware of that which is our insecurities, our fear. We just don't let it run our life. We hold it in the light. And we talk about that in our prayers, holding someone else or holding ourselves in the light. And I love this image because it shows that we are calm and friendly and curious and attentive, and we open up to life, but we hold in this truth that we are. And I think last week I talked about leaving our belief systems at the door. But when we do that, when we let go of our assumptions, then we can open up to some tough questions. We can ask ourselves. And what I know about tough questions is we don't want to answer them with simple answers or easy answers or quick answers. Stay in the question. So when we drop our mask and we find confusion and uncertainty, we can ask ourselves, what do I know? What is the ground I stand on? I know that Spirit is here present with me, and that's what I know, and Spirit's going to continue to guide me, and I can trust that. I don't know anything else, but that's all I need to know right now. When you have fear and insecurity, you can ask yourself, what is it that I fear? And is it real? Is it really real? And when you have frustrations, annoying, what is the quality that's annoying me? And is that something inside of me as well? Is it something familiar? When you have hurt and pain, grieve it. Give it time. Don't be quick to heal it. Be open to the healing and the spiritual solutions. Regrets, guilt, shame, resentments. Who or what do I need to forgive? Which might be yourself. Who have I not yet loved? And above all, remember that when you're dropping the mask, you find your hopes and dreams as well. What dream is calling you? What is the edge I stand on? What is my growing edge? Am I willing to be out there right here and willing to be on the edge of what I know? And it's in this place of aliveness that I allow that to be. And this is the pathway of being willing and open to Spirit leading us to be on the edge, to drop the mask and be in those tough questions. And that's what I know today. Let us go to prayer. The goodness of Spirit is within us always. That's what we know right now. We may not know anything else, but we can count on Spirit right here with us. You can imagine Spirit as the one who walks with you and is with you and abides in your heart and is you. For I know that Spirit right now is with each of us and opens us up to that which we allow, that which we're willing to be vulnerable and opening and trusting that Spirit is. And I know Spirit is coming through each of us in that which we seek, the healing, the clarity, the beauty that we seek. And I know this to be the truth right here and right now, and will always be. And so it is.
I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful. I release the pain that hides my heart away. I release the pain. I will make a change and find a better way. Find a better way. Ooh, won't you sing with me? I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am beautiful. I release the pain that hides my heart away. I release the pain.
It's time to make a change and find a better way. It's time to make a change. Ooh. Maybe put your hand on your heart. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough as I am, as I am. I am enough.
Beautiful. And I hear some singers out there. So sign up for the choir, right? This is a time in our service we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. We invite our ushers to come forth. What I know about the law of circulation, that which you give opens your heart, opens your soul to greater receiving in your life as well. And whatever way you choose to give in our service, there are online donations, there's texting, there's financial giving you can give during this service. Whatever that way is, if you've already given some during this week or this month, feel free to, or if you're giving today, put your hand on your heart and repeat with me this affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I am a magnet, I attract love, peace, and abundance. I trust my gifts, follow my soul, here and now, here and now, here and now, here and now.
This is a time in our service when we acknowledge anybody who might be here for the first time. We have a gift for you, as well as we just want to acknowledge you. So if you're willing to raise your hand and say is your first time here, anybody? We have one here. So good to have everybody here today. They'll get over to you eventually. I also have a curious, what? Okay, first time you're here. Lily is also here for the first time. Oh, you have been here before. Yeah. I also have a curiosity. We have a lot of new people in our community in the last year or so. If you're, just raise your hand if you have, if you've been coming to the center less than, let's say, 12 months. If you start coming in 2022 or 23, raise your hand then. So kind of look around. We have a lot of new people. Make sure you know these people and get to know them. Thanks for being a part of that. And we also have a blessing for our new practitioners as well as our new guests today. So we simply say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. We also have a reception after this for our new practitioners. We have some cupcakes out here. Hopefully the rain will cooperate, but we have tents out there and fresh coffee for us to join with that as well. So now we have the congregational affirmation. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation and sign up for the choir if you're interested. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I'm led by Spirit.
I'm led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I'm protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I'm here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now our closing song.
Blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
Let's say together, amen. Why don't you come out front? Let's go out front. Follow.
Like a puzzle we unite, sharing space and time. We intertwine our lives. I'm tangled up in you. What we seek, then we shall find. So radiate my mind to understand that I am tangled up in truth, 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 in truth.
And there is a power. And when we talk about the power, we're talking about the power that everything has come from. When we talk about creation, we're talking about the energy, the thing that was here first, that will always be here. And it is the power that made all of itself and keeps making itself in the energy of peace. God. That's our own unique energy, because we all each are a part of this energy of the God love for peace. So I know right now within myself, as I take the peace in my heart, mind, and spirit for every action and reaction, I know that I'm passing this power of peace on. I'm passing it for the energy. So that as I go forward into what I need to for my own unique peace, I pass this on as we are truly accepting the blessings of peace, poise, and power. I'm thankful and grateful for the unique energy that no matter where I am, what I'm doing, I can stop in peace. Peace, the patient energy, attitude, change, exercise, peace in God. And I'm thankful for God giving us this energy and our capabilities to use for peace. And I release this and give it to God in thanksgiving and prayer. And so it is. Amen.